Welcome to Speducation. I am your host, Brandon Reed, and today we are going to be talking about procedural safeguards. So, without further ado, let's dive into today's lesson. Today's lesson: what are procedural safeguards? Well, you've probably heard the term before, procedural safeguards. And if you have a child with an IEP or a 504, chances are they've come up in meetings before. And you're probably wondering, well, what is this? What is this huge document that they're offering me? And why is it important? Well, let's dive into that. In a nutshell, procedural safeguards are put in place to ensure that parents are notified of everything regarding their child, ensure mediation and due process during disputes, give parents control in placement decisions, as well as maintain confidentiality. The procedural safeguards basically are protecting the parents' rights. These are provided to every parent at every case conference, whether they were offered at the last case conference or not. And refusal to offer the parents the procedural safeguards can result in a violation of the parents' rights under IDEA, which is the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. Now, the federal law basically says that a school is required to offer parents the procedural safeguards only once per year. However, that basically goes off of the idea that that's the only time that a parent in the school will actually meet is once. But if they need to do a revision conference, if they need to do a move-in conference, if they need to do a manifest or a transition conference, anytime they do a conference, it is the school's responsibility to provide those procedural safeguards. The main takeaways of the procedural safeguards are: one, parents' rights are provided written notice of rights. So basically, before any kind of conference, the parents are provided the procedural safeguards, their notification of their rights. Parents have the legal right to participate in meetings regarding your child's education, which means that the school can't hold any kind of meeting without your prior approval or without you being there. You have the right to your child's educational records, which means that if you request those, the school must oblige and provide them. The school must protect your child's confidentiality. This means that a school will not give out any kind of information about your child without your written consent. Schools are required to obtain parental consent before starting services. So if a child does need special ed services or 504 services, then the parent has to sign off on them. If the parent doesn't sign off, then the school can't provide those services. Schools must provide prior written notice of changes to your child's services. So if a child no longer needs read aloud or calculator or small group, then they need to inform the parent of this so that the parent can agree or disagree with this. They can't provide or change services without the parent's written approval. The language of the documents must be understandable to parents. As you probably already know, special education can be a little bit overwhelming and confusing. So the documents must be written in a way that makes sense to the parent so that there's no confusion. You have the right to an IEE, which stands for Independent Educational Evaluation. So if you don't agree with the evaluation that was done by the school, then you have every right to have an independent educational evaluation completed. You have the right to stay put. The school cannot take away services while mediation is ongoing. So if there is a disagreement about the types of services that is being provided, the school still has to provide services while the school and the parent are discussing options. And then number 10, parents have dispute resolution rights. So if you are in a disagreement with the school about the services that are being provided, the school then has to provide possible solutions to the dispute. And this may also include due process. The procedural safeguards is a big, big document. And if you've never seen it before, when you're given it, it can be a little overwhelming. However, hopefully after this video, you feel a little bit more confident about what is in the procedural safeguards. And if you have questions or comments that you want to make about the video or questions about what else might be in there, feel free to leave those in the comments section. So, what will we be talking about next week? Well, next week, we're going to talk about IEP goals. What are they? Why are they important? And how should they be written? And if you liked what you saw, please click the like button. And if you want updates on future videos, feel free to click the subscribe button and ring the bell for updates on future videos. And as always, if you have questions, feel free to post those in the comments section and make sure that you share this channel with others. And until next time, class dismissed.